Hi, Gloria Brooks here with Nature Glow's eScience. Back in 2003, I was a burned out private school teacher, and I was ready to throw in the towel as a private school educator. And I was teaching grades 3 through 5. And, typically in schools, kids get like anywhere between a half hour to a 40-minute recess, and that's it for the whole day. Kids are stuck inside in four walls. I had a personal epiphany one day when Don Tolman, a health and wellness teacher, came to our school to teach about nature's numbers, patterns, and geometric shapes. And it inspired me to get outdoors with my camera and my journal and to just go all over local parks, get into nature centers, and learn all I could about the wonders of the connections between math and the natural world. And what ended up happening is I became inspired to start bringing my students outdoors into the play yard, just exploring around the schoolyard, and then somehow making that into an academic experience so that I could, have the right material to report to my principal, for grading and whatnot. Luckily, I was working in a private school and I happened to have a lot of freedom to teach the way I wanted to teach, which was great to a point until it was great until it wasn't. Long story short, I ended up leaving private school to teach online. And I have my own company, Nature Glow's eScience, where we focus intentionally on learning about the natural world while also bringing in the other academic subjects. Okay, so back to my story. So one day I brought outdoors. I was teaching 4th and 5th graders. I had moved to another school, and I was bringing the kids outdoors every single day, beyond recess. I tried to do it for most of I was teaching science at the class at the school at the time. And so we had these woods out beyond the play yard. It was this gigantic, enormous ball field, and beyond that at the edge was a forest and with hiking trails. So I started bringing my students there. So we did this game, this hide and seek game one day, where the kids were to hide on the ground in the woods and to conceal themselves with natural debris so that people couldn't find them. So it was kind of a wilderness awareness type game, a survivalist type game where they learned to camouflage in the wilderness. And then the kids, after we played the game, they collected trash that was in the forest and we hauled the trash back with us. It was just the most exciting experience. And then as I'm coming back, I see the form of my principal, a female. We had a female principal at this huge school in Elkton, Maryland. And she looks at me with this, what are you doing look? And I was like, uh-oh. And it felt like we were doing something wrong. And I just was like, what? What are we doing wrong? We were in the forest having a great time. And I got in trouble with the principal because, the kids were out in the woods, and the woods are dangerous. And evidently there's an area in the woods where there were homeless people. And so she wouldn't let us go back into the forest again. And I just thought, what a loss, what a loss. Where is our society going where the woods and the forest are dangerous to kids now? And it really broke my heart. And I had another experience when I was 14 years old where we were just in this tiny little town of Dover Plains, New York. And I loved after school and on the weekends to just go exploring the woods around town. And one day my father said, I don't want you doing that anymore. You're not allowed to go in the forest alone anymore. They're dangerous people. And I cried. And, and I hope that you're not in this situation where you're afraid to let your kids explore the natural. And I realized, the human population has exploded. We're 8 billion people. There's crime and there's the news and, fear mongering. The news that seems to be its job, is to fear monger, make us afraid of things like, of people. And now the pandemic is just nuts. It's like, take a big giant breath, humanity, and get out into the forest. So I have been looking at Richard Louv. If you have heard of him before, he has this book that I am borrowing right now from the Internet Archive, and you can too. It's called Last Child in the Woods. And he goes into all kinds of... Sorry, excuse me, I just burped on webcam. It's so embarrassing. Oh, wow, we're just going to let it fly because I'm like really into this. Sorry if anyone's grossed out by that, but you know, we all burp as humans. We're all human. So it's called Last Child in the Woods and Saving Our Children from Nature Deficit Disorder by Richard Louv. This is a very popular book. I just started reading it. It's really incredible. I encourage you to either purchase it on Amazon or come here on Internet Archive and check it out. But if you're struggling with your homeschool right now, just go outside, you know, just like hang out in the backyard, front yard. And then I know there's, you know, the cold and the snow and whatnot. And I know a lot of adults in this generation just don't like getting out because, you know, we're very much a digital generation. Here I am in my camper van. It's too windy to do this video outside. But I do aim to get outdoors like twice a day. Once in the morning before I start work and once in the evening. Be careful, the middle finger there. I already burped on camera. I don't want to stick up my middle finger too. I'm going to be losing subscribers, right? Okay. So, and the second one is in the evening after work. I like to also get out for a hike around. And here I am, and I'll show you where I am. I feel like this video is all over the place today. But let me just open the... Look at the scene. Look at this. So I'm a full-time camper vanner, for those of you who don't know. But that is my scene. This is my camp here in Eastern California, Eastern Sierra, California. Okay, so if you are struggling in your homeschool, number one, try to get outside at least once a day, twice. Like, I would suggest twice a day, once in the morning, like to go for a jog, a walk around the neighborhood, connect with your natural surroundings, breathe that fresh air, get that sunshine. And then once again in the evening, at the end, like there's usually a natural break when you're done with your day's work and maybe either before or after dinner. Kind of like there's like this little lull before you pick up whatever work you might need to in the evening, whether it's laundry or, you know, whatever. But just that little sliver of time where you can just get outdoors and reconnect with the natural world. And it's great to do it with your kids if you can. You know, they can be playing, doing their thing, and you're just standing there, maybe walking around the yard. Sometimes it can be hard to coordinate kids to all go for a walk, but see if you can go for a walk as a family, walk the dog together. Even just simple little routines like that can really make a huge biological, socially, mentally, spiritual difference in your well-being. So there's scientific proof that we as humans, if we don't get enough nature connection time, it does affect us in all of those areas of our life. So do you and your family a favor. If you're struggling, don't be afraid to just like stop what you're doing. Let's just go outside. Let's jump on the trampoline. Let's get out into the forest. I want to show you a few pictures from some of my experiences of things that you can do outdoors with your kids. So these are students of mine from 2007, I think it was, when I was working in private school. Now I work online. It's kind of hard to get pictures these days. But here they are putting up a bird house with food in it. And there the house is going up. It's a different scene. And then here I am at my sit spot. So, you know, you can you and your kids could fill a bird feeder and put it up in a in a tree in your backyard or side yard or front yard. And then here we have a sit spot. So what is a sit spot? And here I am sitting on a tree stump in the forest. But very briefly, a sit spot is just a place that you have in your backyard that you visit every single day or every other day or once a week, however often you can. And it is alone. So you could either take turns with family members, or family members can have their own sit spots throughout the backyard, side yard, front yard. And you just simply watch the natural world. That's it. You just sit and connect. You open your senses, you listen, you smell, you watch, you sense with your skin what the weather is like. And I do suggest dressing appropriately, of course. But the sit spot, even if you just check out my playlist, I think I have a playlist about sit spots. There's info there and more in depth about it. But that's a really great way to connect with the outdoors. You can have treasure hunts in your backyard looking for nature's numbers, patterns, and geometric shapes. So those are just a few ideas of how you and your family can get motivated to get outdoors, even in the winter. And I just strongly suggest and encourage you to not let the winter keep you and your family cooped up. I know it can be tempting. But you know what? Just breathing that cold air, dressing with like down layers, wearing layers and down, you know, the saying of there's no such thing as bad weather, just bad clothing, you know, just get properly dressed and, you know, you can just have a ball even in the freezing cold temperatures. Okay, so I hope those are some great ideas for you to encourage you to get outdoors this winter or whatever season you're watching this video. Also, please go ahead and click the link with this post and grab your copy of my Math Learning Secrets e-guide. And that is an awesome guide that will help you liberate your homeschool from academic maths and science drudgery through fun and real-life connections. And I teach you such things as creating an outdoor learning center. And that's another idea that you can implement starting today, right now, where you have certain areas in your backyard where learning can take place. You know, comfortable seating, nice chairs, you know, whatever. You can't have bean bags because they get wet. But just yard furniture that can get wet, tables, just really super simple setup so that to encourage you and your family to sit outside and maybe read some story read-alouds together, which is another one of my tips for liberating yourself from math academics drudgery. All right, so click that link, grab that copy while the price is this low at the time of this recording. Also, you have my seasonal special going on right now with the Geometric Beauty of Snowflakes 3-part online unit study, ideally for kids ages 10 to 18. You want to grab that while that is available during the season. All right, thanks for watching. Please give me a thumbs up, hit subscribe here on YouTube, and throw down a comment. Tell me what you think about getting your kids outdoors. What's your biggest struggle holding you back? Or what do you enjoy doing when you and your family are outdoors together? Share whatever you can about what I just asked in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.